Hey, what is going on, guys? This is going to be something a little bit different. This is definitely not anything giant robot related. This is a Poképla. So this is the Pikachu, of course. This kit is not very new, although I think it was recently reissued, and that's why I picked it up. But this just originally came out in 2011, as you can see there on the bottom of the box. But I've seen it painted up, and it's pretty cool. I've wanted to check out the Poképla line. Now, most of the kits actually don't really look that cool. Of course, like going way back, I've been a Pokemon fan. It was my generation that we kind of grew up on Pokemon, so there's that connection. Honestly, I don't really play it at all anymore these days, or don't really have too much connection with it these days. My son is getting into it, but not really all that much. He's just still only 3, so he likes watching it every now and then, but he's not like really playing the game or anything like that yet at this point. But anyway, I wanted to try out the line, so I thought, why not go with the classic Pikachu here, and this version of Ash, which I'm not very familiar with, but I guess this is from Sun and Moon, the animated series of Sun and Moon, I guess. So I've not really seen that, so I'm not really too familiar with this new fangled version of Ash, but there he is up there in the corner. You can see here's what the kit is going to look like on the front there. On the bottom of the box, this looks like this was number 19 in the line, so it took them all the way up to 19 before they got to Pikachu. I would have figured that'd be number 1. But some cool stuff around here on the side of the box as well. Looks like you can move his ears, you can move his tail, you can move his arms a little bit as well. Over here you can just get kind of a sense of the scale, just holding it in the hand there. So it's going to be about, just yay big or so. You don't really know how big that hand is. I think my hand is be a little bit different from your average Japanese guy's hand, but anyway. No list price on this, but I believe it was around 900 yen, I think somewhere right around there. Pretty cheap, affordable. Obviously it's a pretty small kit. Got some more stuff here on the back of the box, which is unfortunately kind of covered up by this Korean sticker. Alright, there we go, that's better. So yeah, cool that it's got like full color printing on the outer and inner box here as well, so that just kind of makes, I think, probably more appealing to kids. They pull it off the shelf and they can look all around the box and get all super excited about it. You can see on here on the back it's just advertising, like with a lot of SD kits or the more simple kits, that you can just pluck the parts off the runner without needing nippers, not without needing any tools or anything to just put this together. I'm going to use tools just because I want it to be a little bit more of a cleaner build. And then down here it's made in Japan. The head can move as well, and just kind of giving you the layout of what's included here. It looks like just like one single or 2 small runners there, instruction manual, and then a couple of stickers it looks like. So let's get it open. There's everything inside there, but around on the outside of the box here, or the outside of the inner box, you can see some other kits from the line. So let's see, what was number 1? Does it say here? Okay, so Pikachu was included with the first 3 kits, but it looks like it's just like a smaller, simpler one maybe, and not like a full kit. So like the first one here would be a set of 3 of the evolutions of Chikorita and Cyndaquil and Totodile. Then it went on to Lugia, Ho-Oh, and then over here 6, 7, and 8 were more like triple sets, which were including more little Pikachus included with that. So it's cool, he's in like a little bit different pose for each of those. I'm guessing that's probably just like really simple versions of that. And then 9, 10, 11, Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, and then into Reshiram, Zekrom, and some more evolutions up through 18 before we finally got to number 19, a full Pikachu kit here. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Let's check out the instructions. So full color in here in the instructions as well. And let's see, where is the start of this? I guess maybe here it gives you kind of simple instructions about how to put the kit together. On the back there's once again our parts list and the sticker sheet you can see there. And so number 1 here is just the head, putting that together. And then number 2 would be the main parts of the body. And then number 3 is putting the head or face onto the body, and then the ears, the arms, the feet, the tail, and then he's all done, looking very cute. Alright, let's check out the runners here. There's the sticker sheet. It looks like one in there for his mouth, and then I think that one's also for his nose, it looks like, to give you a little black dot for his nose. Because the eyes, if that's not nightmare fuel, I don't know what is. The eyes will be a separate black piece. The red spots on his cheek will be a separate red piece here, and so you can see the mouth will also be molded into that, so the mouth will just be solid red. Unless you use that sticker for that. So this would be the A1 runner aside from the red part there. We've got a couple of black parts up at the top, and then just this yellow throughout the center. On the A2 runner, some more yellow, and then some brown parts on there as well for stripes on his back and parts for the tail. So very simple, this shouldn't take any time at all. Let's see how well these parts do just pop off without using any nippers. So yeah, I mean, pretty well, pretty fine. Might then want to just hit that with a little sanding stick to clean that up, but yeah, there you go. Construction should be pretty easy. Let me get this put together and then we'll have a look. Alright, so as you can imagine, it didn't really take long to get my boy put together here, and I also didn't notice on the sticker sheet there's little white circles for the eyes as well. That's good, because it would have looked a little weird with those just being solid black without a little white accent. So there you go, very simple. And one thing that I also didn't notice from the manual is that it has this cool gimmick: when you turn the head, the ears actually move. So when you turn the head that way, this ear drops down, and when you turn it to that side, that ear drops down. So kind of cool little gimmick built into that. Otherwise, also the arms move up and down, and those are set to only move within a certain range, so you can't move the arm up any further than that. The feet are just fixed onto there, just a single piece, and nothing on the underside of that, so those are just stuck in there. And the tail is just not on a ball joint, but just on a peg, so you can just rotate that side to side. But just straight out of the box, I mean, for just if you wanted just a very simple little Pikachu plastic model kit, you could just build this up, stick it up on your shelf, and it's perfectly fine. I think it looks good. If you wanted to go through the trouble of like fully painting and everything, it does have seam lines on it, of course. The arms are made up of two pieces, so you have a seam line down the middle of those, the seam line down the middle of the front and back half of the body, front and back half of the head, front and back half of the halves of the ears. As you can see, this one that I didn't quite close up all the way there. And then the tail as well is a front and back half. Would have been nice if they would have made that just a single piece, but it's kind of a little bit too thick, I think, for them to have been able to make that as a single piece just on its own. So you got a seam line down the middle of the entire tail as well. So lots of seam line removal to do if you want to get this to look perfect, but just as it is, I think it looks very fine considering the price, with it just being like around 10 bucks or something. For a nice little simple model, it's pretty cool. So that is it for this review. I mean, there's not really too much else to say about it. I will also give you a size comparison. Here it is compared to a standard HG size Gundam. So as you can see, not all that big, but again, it's not tiny though either. It's pretty good sized. Probably comparable in size to like a petite guy or whatever, which would be around a similar price point. But this one I think is also pretty cool. As for my first experience with the Poképla line, I gotta say it's about what I expected. Not sure if I'll check out any more of the kits from the line, if it makes something, or if I notice one that's at a good price for something that I think would be pretty cool, I might check it out. But don't expect to be seeing too many more of these here on my channel. I just wanted to kind of get a feeling for what these kits were like, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this really quite yet at this point. Probably giving it to my son, but either whether I want to give it to him just like this, or whether I want to paint it up and give it to him, I'm not really too sure. Hopefully this was interesting or helpful for any of you who were wanting to know a little bit more about this particular line of kits from Bandai. If you do have any further questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those down below. Thank you so much for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!